Hello again. This is Math 2232 coming to you from the College of DuPage, and the title of this lecture is A Terms of Reference Update as Midterms Approach. As always, please be an attentive listener while watching this video. By way of introduction, the midterm does approach both in dates as well as the high stakes assessment that we're having at the midterm. So the purpose of this video is to review when, where, and how all this happens. I know I've talked about this before, but it's worth repeating, I suppose. This also introduces what is going to be on the exam in terms of a topical outline. And last but not least, I include some information about what if you find yourself behind but want to catch up in the remaining time, which is certainly possible and admirable if that's a need of yours. So, as you probably know, next week on the 3rd, we start our 7th week of our term, and this is a 16-week term, so that means we're approaching midterm. And as previously announced, our midterm testing window will be from Monday, October the 10th, through October the 15th, which is a Sunday. So that's our midterm testing window. Now, this test will not happen inside the class, but we will continue to meet as a class during this week. Now, it turns out if our class time is the only time that you have to take the high stakes assessment, then take the high stakes assessment instead of coming to class, and you can learn what people do by borrowing some notes from some of your classmates. Or watching the video, in fact, because this is a VCM. Now, because it is more flexible and easier for you, my students, I do recommend that you strongly consider the brick and mortar testing centers. We have one in Glen Ellen, we have one in Addison, we have one in Carroll Stream, Naperville, and Westmont. And here are their hours, and for updates on their hours, you can go to this website. Now, I realize that some will not be able to do this, and so also we have a virtual testing option that I'm going to describe. But in either case, your test will be proctored and timed, and because this is a VCM and other COD constraints, we are forced into having a standard of 110 minutes, or an hour and 50 minutes as the standard duration. Now, if you require the virtual testing center, here is the address for that. You go to cod/academics/testing, virtual testing center, and then it's ASPS that you have. So there is the address that you go to it, and you click the button to register now. Now, here your test will be timed and will be proctored, and if you go here, you should certainly share your accommodations documentation with the proctors. In fact, you really want to do that if you go to the brick and mortar testing centers as well. I will have provided both an extended time as a regular time test, but they will look to see which one you're supposed to get. So anyway, you go to the virtual testing center if you need to, click register now, and follow these easy to follow 16 steps in order to request a slot. Now, what happens is it's an interactive negotiation thing. The days and times the VTC is available are shown here, and it says additional sessions may be added during peak time, but this is what you're really vying for. But you are competing with other students for these slots, so you want to do this as early as you can if this is a need of yours. There are many videos that you should watch about this in addition to understanding the 16 steps. And prime among them is that you are going to be proctored over a 2-device scheme. And so you have to have Zoom and your camera posted in a way where you can be monitored over the Zoom link, as well as being able to access Blackboard. This is described in detail in the documentation, and so please give this serious attention if this is a need that you have. Now for the topical outline for the midterm exam. Again, you have 110 minutes, and if I say 10 minutes a problem, which I think is reasonable, I've limited it to 11 equally weighted problems. Some do have multiple parts. Topics that are covered are area between curves, integration by parts, trigonometric integrals, trigonometric substitutions, partial fractions. There are two kinds of improper integrals, and so you would expect to maybe meet both of those here. Arc length and surface area of revolution problems, and we talked about three kinds of volume problems, and all three are featured here. So if you add up all of these numbers, there are 11 numbered problems equally weighted. As with calculus tests in the COD math department, there will be no calculators or notes provided, and I encourage you to take this exam seriously. Now, what if you say, well, I'm behind and I really need to catch up? Well, there's ample support available. We do have GSGs, as we've announced and as scheduled. I have 16 office hours a week that I am available, and the Learning Commons is open over 70 hours per week, and you have one-touch access on your Blackboard screen for this. And so there's plenty of help available, and there's still time if you need to catch up. In closing, now more than ever, time is precious. Each day must count. Do the math, it will make you strong. And now more than ever, take care of yourself, because self-care is important. And now more than ever, take care of each other, because we're all in this together. Strive to make a difference every day. God bless you all, and look forward to seeing you in our VCM class. Take care.